side.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for taking the time out of your afternoon to join us to get some important information about the incident this morning. With me on stage are just a few of the command staff from agencies that responded this morning to Corewell Health Hospital in Troy. Without their agency's response and the many, many others that aren't represented up on stage, this morning would have been a lot more difficult. No matter the size of the police agency, when you have a active shooter response, which is what it's termed and we see all over in media and in our society today, the response is overwhelming. Really no police agency can handle a true active shooter response by themselves. So the resources shared by these agencies, both state and federal, was very much appreciated and needed. This morning at 7:08, our dispatch received a call from Corewell Health Hospital reporting an active shooter event in the parking garage. Shortly after that, an update was shared that a shooting victim was being treated in the emergency entrance to the hospital. Our officers responded along with agencies from all over the area just on the report of an active shooter event. As we responded, the hospital went in lockdown. It was broadcast through the hospital. Our area schools were contacted and daycares and also placed in a lockdown. Immediately searching and clearing of the two buildings and the parking garage started systematically by responding officers. This effort utilized responding officers from many agencies and that responded to the initial call of an active shooter event. As the incident progressed, it became more apparent that this was actually a targeted event between two hospital employees. The 25-year-old victim from Troy pulled into the parking garage, followed shortly by the suspect. The suspect fired at least 5 shots from a handgun, striking the victim in the arm. Other shots that were fired struck the victim's vehicle. We believe right around that time, right after firing the shots, the suspect actually left the parking garage and left the scene. Our officers, we had both day shift coming on and midnight shift finishing up, as well as some traffic units that were in, and our school resource officers all responded and got to the parking garage very quickly and began, like I said, searching and systematically clearing the parking garage first, because that's where the first report of the shooter was. Simultaneously to the scene at the hospital, the investigation led to a residence in Macomb Township, where the suspect eventually was taken into custody without incident, and that occurred shortly after 9:30 a.m. Macomb County Sheriff's Office led that scene, and the suspect exited the home voluntarily after being contacted by cell phone. Obviously, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, the Troy Police Department needs to and wants to thank every agency that responded. I think the video that has been shared and many people have seen shows just the sheer amount of police officers that responded to that scene. Because as officers, we've been conditioned, when someone says you have an active shooter, we know how much resources it's going to take to work that scene, and it was overwhelming, frankly. And I'm not surprised, having been in this community for a while, having had some experience in incidents like this, that response was predictable, and I'm thankful for it. We're lucky in this case it wasn't an actual active shooter. It was a targeted incident when one suspect shooting another suspect, but it was reported as an active shooter, and frankly, we didn't have anyone in custody. We had hospital staff, patients that were, that they believed it was an active shooter. So that, in turn, basically made it one. Corewell Health is here joining me on stage, Lamont Yoder, and he would like to just say a few things for a second.
Thank you. I just want to take the opportunity to extend our sincere thanks for the patients and team members involved in a scary situation this morning. Our hearts are with them. And equally important, a thanks and gratitude to all the agencies that work together with our security team and our team members to keep everyone safe. This did result in some procedures being delayed or rescheduled, so our appreciation for the community for understanding that, and our need to take a little time to return to normal operations, which is actively occurring now. Most importantly, please just know that our team is incredibly inspired by how quickly everything that we've done to prepare and rehearse for situations like this occurred, and the coordination is just a testament to the amazing agencies that we work with and our team members. So appreciate all that this team has done and the support of the hospital. Thank you.
Again, I just want to affirm that I could stand up here and just start listing agencies like Oakland County and Bloomfield Township that are here with me on stage, FBI. I would 100% miss multiple agencies, so I'm not going to try to name everybody, but it was much appreciated, and we'll work in the next few days to make sure that we send our thanks to those agencies. Sterling Heights would also have liked to be here. They obviously, we share a border with Sterling Heights Police Department. They were one of the first agencies on scene as well, and they also have a building on the east side of Dequindre that's attached to our building on the west side of Dequindre. So they had a large role in this as well, and they were on scene at the command post. With that, I can take some questions, and if y'all have any.
Is there anything that you guys can share with us in relation to the age of the suspect or their job?
The victim was 25. The suspect, I don't have his exact age right now, but they're around the same age.
We're told that he worked in the radiology department. Can you confirm that?
I can. Oh, I can confirm that he worked at the hospital. Both the suspect and the victim worked at the hospital.
What were the genders?
Both male.
Both male.
Yes.
Talk about the relationship between the two at all?
There was a relationship. From what I understand, that they were friends at some point. Just in the very quick investigation we've done this morning, it sounds like there was some kind of falling out recently. But that's all we know. Yeah.
Do you know if they were technicians, nurses, physicians?
Yeah, I just know they were employees of the hospital. I'm not 100% sure what.
Condition of the victim?
He's stable, was shot in the arm, was able to provide information, or at least, let us know what happened very early, and that was helpful to the early part of the investigation.
You don't know what led to the falling out?
I don't.
Or the argument?
I don't.
Suspect's a resident of Beaumont Township?
That's where he was taken into custody at I don't know if it's his home or family member's home, but he was taken into custody in Macomb Township.
Chief, what can you tell us, like, what led you to that location? Kind of break that down for us. Like, how did you know to find him there?
Well, there was a lot going on really early on in this. So once we were able to really, the first priority was securing and making sure that the staff of the hospital was safe, the patients were safe. So that was where every bit of resource started going at first. We were able quickly to divert some resources to the investigation part of it, and that they came back really here in our investigation section and really started digging in to some information that we got who the suspect may be. And then once we have a name and information on a suspect, we can, that's what police work is all about, is finding where that person might be, where they may go, and connecting them to, houses, cars, and all those different things. So all of that was used to identify where he might be.
And what would you say to some people that might be skilled in certain course of police and climb it down?
Thank you for that question too. I should have mentioned, first and foremost, Detroit is safe. Corewell Health is a safe hospital. There's no reason for any public to be, concerned of a continuing incident. Right now, the suspect is in custody. It was one suspect, targeted attack. We very much believe that the community is safe, the hospital is safe. I think that another part of your question might be, you know, the impact of people that may have witnessed it or may have been in the hospital and had, you know, police walking through with you know, firearms and trying to clear. We are going to provide, well, I'm sure Corewell will, but additionally, Oakland County Health Network has opened up their resiliency center, which they did after the splash pad shooting as well. And that's going to offer some resources for people that may want to talk to somebody. And all that information will be on our social media very shortly.
What's next for the suspect?
Next is we'll present to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office for a warrant, and then ultimately, once that warrant is obtained, he'll be arraigned. I don't foresee that happening today, but it'll be in the very near future.
In the next 24 to 48 hours?
Yes. Yep. And once that happens, I do not anticipate we'll have another press conference. We will release the suspect information once he is arraigned, like we typically do, and that will be in the form of a press release.
Were they both scheduled to start work this morning? Is that?
I don't know. I don't know that yet. That'll be part of our investigation, I'm sure, but I'm not 100% sure on that myself.
Overall, how do you feel about police response today? No one else was hurt. Do you feel that this was the best case scenario for what happened?
Tough question. Yes, I mean, yeah, I do. I feel very proud of our officers that responded. I was in my car on the way to work when this came out, and so I heard on the radio our officers arriving, going into the parking garage, getting formed up as teams like we trained to do, and doing the job that we trained to do. So the response part of this, I 100% feel great about, and you know, of course we'll do a go back and after action report and find out what we did right and what we did wrong. You know, I'm my own worst critic, and a lot of the things that we did wrong, I see on things I could have done better. But as far as our responding officers, I feel very confident that they did exactly what they were trained to do and did it well.
Chief, was he in the vehicle when he was shot, or had he parked?
You know, he was. I believe he was right outside his door when he was shot, but there is no video of the actual shooting. I'm just going by that 3 shots hit the car, and 3 or 4 shots hit the car, and 1 shot hit him in the arm. So I think he was actually outside of the car, but I'm not 100% sure.
Were there any witnesses to this, and was the victim able to call 911?
So as far as I know, he didn't call 911, but that would be because we did get several calls, and obviously our dispatch center got a very quick influx of calls. There were people in the parking garage. I know there was at least a few people that witnessed it. I don't believe our victim called 911. I believe the first time we heard from the victim was he had self-evacuated to the emergency room. And then one of our responding officers got with him direct and got some information. Any other questions? All right, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys taking the time to come out and share this information with our public, and I appreciate all these gentlemen up here for their help in the response today.